Time to get our butts kicked by a dragon. Thanks to the Army's orders, the flights that are usually scheduled to come through are grounded. Of course flights are cancelled just as I set off on my trip. Last time I planned a trip was during that Sky Bandit scare. That Army ship should be here soon. Right now, we're getting ready to get it docked up and serviced. Apparently, the Army has some big plan to save us all, so they've stopped the usual flights. I just hope their plan is worth it. Normal flights have been cancelled, but we've got an Army ship coming in apparently. We're trying to get ready, but those Army birds are so different than commercial liners. Well, good luck, have fun. You guys are the bracers I was told about, right? The Army airship you'll be boarding will be docking soon. You're going to meet it at Dock 1 to the right. Looks like the military ship hasn't shown up yet. We should have enough time to visit the merchants if we need anything. What do you want to do, Estelle? Let's just go ahead and wait for the ship to arrive. So the airship that's gonna pick us up is gonna be one of those big reinforced Army ones, right? Yes, one of our guard airships. They make up most of our military ships, so I'd imagine that's what we'll be on. The typical Royal Army Guard airship is usually well-rounded, strong firepower, a large load capacity, and good mobility. Though that's what I know from 10 years ago. They've been upgraded some since their initial deployment, correct? Yes, in addition to giving them better armor and engines and such, we have specialized the airships by varying their equipment. Patrol craft, scout craft, attack craft. The principle, at least as I understand it, is to ensure the squadrons are flexible by giving each one mission-specific equipment. Just what I'd expect from the country that invented airship warfare. We have airship squadrons in Calvert, but they're nothing more than showboats, really. The Empire is little different. We use airship squadrons, but the Empire's strength has always lain in its cavalry divisions, our tanks in this age. Which apparently, they're not producing as much of. Attention please, a Royal Army vessel will be landing at Port 1 momentarily. All non-affiliated personnel, please refrain from entering Port 1. Hey, here we go! Huh? I don't think I've heard this engine sound before. Is it the Arseille? Oh my, that's... It is. It has to be. Ah! And Julia. Because of course you want the fastest ship in the nation to be chasing after a dragon, right? Totally makes sense. So, we're gonna be riding the Arseille. Julia didn't mention this at all when I spoke with her last night. Oh, that poor guy in the market. He's missing his chance again to get a picture of the Arseille. Yo, Estelle. Hi, everybody. Long time no see. Who? Oh! Is that? We seem to have a habit of meeting in the strangest darn places. Estelle, everyone, it's so great to see you again. What? Why are Niall and Dorothy on the Arseille? Allow me to explain. Julia! Julia, you awful tease. Why didn't you tell me last night that you'd be coming in the Arseille? Ha, I get to have my fun with surprises sometimes, my princess. My apologies if I startled you. Oh, Julia. I take it that if you're using the Arseille, it's part of Grandmother's plan. Just so. What's Her Majesty got to do with this? If the famous cutting-edge Arseille gets involved, those living in fear of the dragon may have their concerns eased. I believe that is her thinking. Oh, good idea. Queen Alicia continues to impress. So it's a public image thing. Alright. The reporters are, I assume, along for the very same reason. Yeah, pretty much. The whole darn country's losing it over this dragon thing. Looks like they're hoping us humble reporters can produce a little something to calm the masses. Mr. Burns, remember. I know. I won't give away any state secrets. I am gonna be poking my head around to some extent, though. I ain't writing straight propaganda here. As you wish. On time for once, I see. Oh, Morgan's here. What do you mean for once? You were the one who was late to the clearing. General Morgan! General, allow me to express our thanks for allowing us aboard. Well, Her Majesty's opinion helped. Let me be clear on this up front so there's no misunderstanding. You bracers are nothing more than observers on this mission. All you'll be allowed to do is watch as we execute the plan, and pick up the slack when you fail. I'm fine with that. If the army can settle things, I sure won't complain. I look forward to seeing what you can do, General. Very well. Your Highness, please, this way. We shall accompany you to the bridge. But we cannot allow the princess to board as a mere passenger on her own airship. It would affect the crew's morale, Your Highness. Very well. Well, he's as icy as always. I wish he'd just accept that his dumb civvy bracers are, something approaching competent. The General is a hard-headed, old-school sort of man. I doubt he'll ever change his opinions quickly. Allow me to lead you aboard the ship. And on that note, allow me to finally welcome you properly as allies and friends of long standing. Welcome aboard the Arseille, flagship of the Royal Guard in Liberal. Aw, we're friends! We're friends with Julia. Oh, we're tearing up. This is such a happy moment. Darn, too late. They're gone. We should have headed out a little earlier. Ah well, we'll leave the dragon watching to the rest of the gang. Yeah. But, aw. I wanted to ride the Arseille. Of course you did. Come on, short stuff. There's more to life than gawking at machines. Aw, but there's so much to see. An engine room with 8 of the new model engines. A next-generation bridge with all the best information processing equipment. It'd be a dream. For your eyes are lit up like candles. But still, Agate, what do we do now? Good question. Well, first off, I'm gonna need a new greatsword if I want to keep being the heavy blade. Oh, right. Yeah, I guess you can't really repair a sword that gets broken that badly. Yeah, gonna have to buy a new one. Let's go order one at the weapons store in the South Block. Agate. Yo, Ted. You're the receptionist here, aren't you? Looks like you didn't make it in time. I can try to raise the Arseille on the radio if you want. Nah, that's okay. So you came out here just to see if I'd caught the flight. That too, but we actually just got a rush delivery on the flight last night, with your name on it. I just found it. A sword? A rush delivery for me. Yeah, a small package. Never mind. Return address says Russell. What? From Grandpa? Something to stop the gospel? So we can save the dragon? And ourselves? Oh, they're firing, right? They caught up to the dragon? That's what the red light is? Maybe? Well then, allow me to explain Operation Dragon Capture. Never mind. This operation will be conducted primarily by the airship force. Our ground divisions will focus solely on keeping order in all regions during the operation. Wait, all the regions? so we're going beyond bows for this. Possibly not by our choice. Last night's events showed that the dragon's capacity for flight is significant. It is very possible that it will move to another region at some point. Yeah, good point. The plan shall involve 12 airships in total, including the Arseille. Which is to say, it involves 2/5 of our entire fleet. The rest will be held in reserve. 2/5 of the entire fleet. That's enough power to... Enough power to give our friend quite a reception, huh? Julia. Sir. Whoa! This is a map of the mission plan. Yes, precisely. The Arseille is currently cruising in Beau's airspace. We shall be using the Arseille as the flagship and command vessel for this operation. The actual Dragon patrol shall be carried out by 8 patrol ships equipped with wide area radar. If the Dragon so much as raises its head above the tree line, they will be able to find it. Then, once the Dragon is found, ships will give chase at high speed and use their rapid-fire artillery to check the Dragon and guide it over Lake Valyria. At the same time, several patrol vessels armed with tranquilizer rounds will be scrambled from Leiston Fortress. Once the Dragon is pinned, they will intercept it. They will fire every tranquilizer round they have and sink the creature. That is the plan in full. Wow. While this is certainly a bit larger scale than most guild operations. If the tranquilizers don't work, I'm guessing you'll switch to live ammunition. Yes. In that case, we'll have to destroy the Dragon with concentrated fire from all ships. Her Majesty has asked us to prioritize capture over destruction, but we are ready for every contingency. Huh? Why would Queen Alicia want the Dragon alive? Dragons are creatures of myth, the oldest legends. She said she could not bear to have it slain. I can understand that, especially since the Dragon is under the Society's control. Yeah, good point. Wait, that's right. That Lawrence, Lenhart, whoever he is guy, he had a gospel. That would mean... Yes, the orbital shutdown phenomenon. According to Professor Russell, the maximum range of the effect is roughly 5 arch. All ships have orders to get no closer than 10 arch to the Dragon. As long as we do that, there should not be a problem. That should work, hopefully. Most impressive, General. You do seem prepared for everything. We learned quite a bit from the 100 Days War. And should this plan somehow fail entirely, we will be left wanting for options. Should that come to pass, we will be relying on you. It's nice of you to say that, but why do I get the impression you think this plan is foolproof and invincible? Of course. If this plan has a problem, it's that we have to wait for the Dragon to show its face. Well, that's a question. What do we do if the Dragon doesn't show up? Given how Ouroboros has behaved up to this point, I find it unlikely they'll keep it hidden. They'll want to use the Dragon to do something. They probably will, won't they? Well then, bracers. Once we found the Dragon, we will announce it over the comm. Until then, please, make yourselves at home. Miss Bright. Is something wrong, General Morgan? I was taking a moment to look over the battle plan again. A plan that can seem perfect when first drafted can show faults over time. Have you, found any problems then? None that stand out to me. Short of the truly unpredictable happening, this plan should succeed. I'm afraid there will be no need for you this time. Well, I won't mind if it turns out to be true. But if we need to, we'll help as best as we can. You did, let us aboard after all, sir. You must suspect something could happen. It's possible, but remember, you will only act if our plan ends prematurely. I expect you to follow orders during the mission itself. Don't worry, we understand. We'll just watch for now and see what you guys can do. Quite a head on your shoulders, Miss Bright. We still have a little time before contact with the Dragon. Use the time until then to ensure you're prepared. Sure. Love this music. Ah, Estelle, touring the ship. Pretty much, yeah. Wait a minute. Are you drinking before a mission? I mean, we're just observers here, so... This is a drink of celebration, my sweet. I celebrate the imminent meeting of the genius bard and legendary dragon. Well, putting aside the genius bard bit, a legendary dragon. Do they still tell stories about dragons in the Empire? Why, naturally. There are quite a number of legends and tall tales of sightings, especially in the southern regions near Bose. In fact, I believe the Imperial Institute of Science was to launch an investigation, but then the 100 Days War broke out. Wow, sounds like you guys take the legends kinda seriously. So even in the Empire, dragons are pretty much a mystery, huh? You could say that, I suppose. But to the people of the Empire, this particular situation would have a more straightforward solution. Straightforward, huh? Erebonia is a far more, pragmatic realm than liberal. If something like this were to happen in the Empire, His Majesty would order the destruction of the dragon immediately. The Empire believes in boldly standing against all who oppose it. Even if the opposition is a dragon, it would be torn down without mercy. That seems a little bloodthirsty. Securing national peace through force of arms is the Erebonian way. I confess, as the messenger of love and peace, I do find it a bit sad. It would be an interesting turn of events for the dragon to flee into Erebonia. Were that to happen, though, it is all too clear that it would be taken as an excuse for rekindled war. Our good General Morgan is all too aware of that, I suspect. Let's hope that doesn't happen then. Not much of a choice but to eat here when we're on a long-haul voyage. The harder the job is, though, the nicer eating here is. And Casey's got one heck of a job changing the menu up every day so we don't get tired of the same thing. Yo, Bracers, welcome to the ship's galley. The name's Casey. I run this little corner of the Ladybird as ship's cook. I run the ship's commissariat too, but that's not quite ready yet. If you want some supplies, I'll have to ask you to come back a bit later. Aw, you're not open? Oh well. Hang on though, why is he drinking then? Oh, the guy in the white coat? I treated him. I was checking the stock of liquor and he struck up a conversation. He seemed to know what he was talking about, so I gave him a drink. I see. Olivier calls himself a gourmand for a reason, I guess. Gourmand? Or is he really just a glutton? Hello, Bracers, welcome aboard. Just above here is the bridge, and just below us is the conference room. The Arseille is a pretty large ship. People tend to get lost at first when they're assigned to her. Yo, Estelle. Hey, Dorothy, you seem to be doing okay. Is your camera still treating you good? You bet. This girl's so cute, she looks great from any angle. And by this girl, you mean the Arseille. No, Dorothy, you're as you as ever. You too, Estelle. You're just as full of energy as always. Well, thanks. Wait. Were you worried about me? Yeah, of course. I mean, I took the photo of Joshua, right? If that made you all sad, I'd have to be sad too. No, Dorothy, I'm sorry. No, it's okay. I'm a reporter, so it's my job to try and cheer people up. Sort of. If you're worried about anything else, talk to me anytime. I'll, keep that in mind. I'm just gonna be taking pictures of this beauty until the dragon shows up. And then I'm gonna pretend to get interior shots while getting pics of the lady captain instead. Just gonna take candid shots of Julia. Yo, Estelle. Killing time till the dragon shows up. More or less. How about you? Putting stuff together for your latest scoop? Not really. I'm waiting for the star of the show, same as you. Even if it doesn't show up, at least we got a few nice shots of the Arseille. We're just lucky enough to even be here. You must be having a field day. You get to cover the fight with the dragon and the new cutting-edge ship all in one go. Heck, the dragon versus airships thing alone would make it the story of the decade. Every single reporter at the office raised their hand when we were taking volunteers to cover this. That figures. Congrats on getting picked for the job. Did you guys draw straws or something? Draw? No, of course not. I got picked because I'm a darn good reporter. All that effort during the coup is starting to pay off. Well, hey, more power to you. So even the Royal Army respects you now, huh? Hey, if you write good stuff, even the big guys will come knocking on your door. By the way, if anything interesting's coming your way lately, I'm free to swap a few stories anytime you want. We could always use a few good editorials to fill our pages. We'll see. Speaking of Estelle, you close at all to Captain Shores? I wouldn't exactly call us close. We're best friends. What are you talking about? I guess we've known each other for a while now, though. Don't suppose you could introduce me? We've been getting hounded by readers for a special editorial featuring the female captain of the Royal Guard. Julia's kinda popular then. Oh, totally. I'd say she's about as popular as Her Highness Claudia. I've even heard some publishers are itching to put a whole photo album of her on the shelves. Photo album? It's just a rumor floating around. Even if they wanted to, there's no way they'd get permission. And I sure don't want to be the guy who's caught taking candid photos of her. Rip Dorothy's dream. Yeah, that's true. I'd kinda like to see this album, though. Try to ask Captain Shores for that interview at some point for me, yeah? The Royal Guard doesn't interact with the people much, so everyone's got plenty of questions about him. It'd be nice to get a chance to report on who she really is. Or maybe just rip Dorothy. Who knows? Shira, so this is where you are. Hi there, Estelle. Taking a walk. Yep. Enjoying the wind. Yes, the weather's lovely, so I'm taking it easy. Knowing when to take a breather is part of our job too, you know. Short breaks like these are good for keeping our minds sharp. Now's the perfect time. Yeah, I know. Hey, Shira, do you think the plan will work? To be honest, I don't know. Common sense says there's a very good chance it'll succeed. We have 12 patrol ships out on patrol as we speak, after all. Hard to imagine even something as powerful as the dragon getting away from all that. Yeah, I guess you're right. General Morgan was pretty confident too. That's just how he looks on the surface. Remember, he was none too happy to have bracers on board. And yet he let us on it anyway. That can only mean one thing. He's worried about how this will turn out too. Exactly. And that, Estelle, is why conserving our strength right now is a good idea. Makes sense. Guess I'll keep wandering around a bit. Good, that's what I like to hear. It's not every day you get to ride the Arseille. Enjoy yourself. True enough. See you, Shira. Hubris comes before the fall. Probably literally, in this case. See you soon, Estelle. Estelle, hello. Are you finding it a little hard to calm down? Yeah, a bit. Really can't stay still for this one. That reminds me, you always walk around like this on the passenger ships as well. Yeah, now that you mention it, I do. I don't know, I feel all kinda suffocated and trapped when I just have to sit around politely. That's very like you, Estelle. But I wouldn't worry about that too much on the Arseille. Huh? What do you mean? Property of the Arseille's family it may be, but this is still a fully functional war cruiser. At full speed, its engine capabilities far exceed those of passenger vessels. If we go at flank speed, I don't think you'd even be able to remain standing. Is it seriously that fast with that new engine? Yeah, you'd be surprised, I think. It's a bit like walking into a storm. I see. So that kind of makes all this the calm before the storm then. Yes, after a fashion, this may be a very brief period of peace before the action begins. If you want to look around the interior, this may be your only chance. I better keep that in mind then. Guess I better start wandering around faster, huh? Yes, I'll see you later. As you said, Estelle, this is the calm before the storm. If you want to have a look around the interior of the Arseille, this may be your only chance. Miss Bright, good day. How do you find the Arseille? It's really, really cool. I guess I shouldn't be surprised the Queen's ship is awesome, but still. Thank you for your kindness, Miss Bright. I am simply relieved the new engine made it in time. Of course, I hardly expected to use it on a mission of quite this nature. I hear that. Who'd imagine a dragon would show up? Yes, it is an utter mystery as a foe, even to us. We may have a plan of attack, but it would be foolish to rely completely on it in the face of the unknown. Be prepared for anything in case something goes amiss. If anything happens, it'll all be up to us, huh? Hopefully it will not come to that. But only Adios knows what lies before us. Oh, by the way, Julia. Did you know that Mr. Niall Burns wants to cover you for an article? An article about me. Yeah, he wants the citizens to know the real Royal Guard, he says. He's pretty serious about his job, so I think you can trust him, you know? I am well aware of Mr. Burns' professional credentials. If not, I would not have allowed him to accompany us and cover the story. Oh yeah, good point. To be honest, I absolutely support the idea behind such an article. However, I'm afraid I must decline. Huh? Even if you support it? We have refused similar proposals from other companies as well, you see. We cannot give the liberal news any special treatment. Aw, I guess not. Forgive me, but please tell him as much. I still look forward to seeing the article, however. Okay then. Unfortunately, it would be difficult for us to agree to the liberal news' request. While I like the idea of the article, we have to be fair to everyone. Makes sense. Ah, hello, you're the observers, right? I'm Leon, the Arseille's communications officer. I run the switchboard and radio here. Probably won't be a very long acquaintance, but it's nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. Let's both do our best. We will try. Oh yeah, you're those bracers, right? I'm Lux, the Arseille's helmsman. I'm in charge of piloting the ship. Sorry, but it looks like you guys aren't going to get a chance to show off. A dragon? Please, even a dragon's nothing compared to the Arseille. You guys just sit back and enjoy the show. Also, don't mind Echo right over there. She may not be too friendly, but she's a good gal at heart. Okay. You guys are here to observe the operation, right? Well, I've just got one thing to say to you. Don't get in our way. We're finished talking. Why don't you return to your post? Okie dokie then? Where's Zin? Oh, there's a downstairs too. Ah, you're the bracers I heard about. I never thought General Morgan would allow bracers aboard. The Royal Army's really changing, I guess. I guess it's proof General Bright's reorganization is coming along. Oh, there's so much more in here. Oh my gosh. Okay, instruments check out. It isn't too often that you get to measure an engine's output in action. I am totally writing all this down for all the engines we design in the future. We've done test after test to wring as much performance as we can from the engine. No matter how many experiments we do though, in live combat things will be different. As one of the development staff, I'm half eager and half terrified to see how the engine performs. If it can get us through this mission, I'd say all the hard work will have been worth it. This will be the first flight out of the nest for this little bird. I'll be seeing how she does and collecting the final data. Good luck with that, have fun. Hello, Estelle. It's been quite a while. Oh no, did you forget me? It's Peyton, the mechanic. I was with you during one of your plans against Colonel Richard. Sorry, a lot's happened since then. I remember you now, though. You're the one who got us the Intelligence Division airship, right? Yep, glad I could be of help, and glad you didn't completely forget about me. Still, I'd heard there were bracers aboard. And the thought crossed my mind that it might be you guys, but I didn't think I'd be right on the money. Small world, huh? We didn't think the Arseille would be here, either. Seems like the Royal Army's pulling out everything for this mission. Yes, I've heard this is the largest Liberalian military mobilization since the 100 Days War. And they tell me our target's a legendary ancient dragon. What better way to test the new engine though, right? You sure seem confident. Well hey, in a way, all our tuning of that thing was in preparation for this day. The designers from the central factory are here today too, to collect data. It's finally time for the Arseille to make her grand entrance. I want her to fly like nothing's flown before. When that second coup attempt happened, we brought out these orbital-driven howitzers. They were all busted during the fight, but we got them prepared quickly enough. We'd have trouble managing ground combat without these. Uh-huh. Zin is training, I see. Oh, we can take a rest? Do we need to? Might as well. Does it hurt? No, it's fine. We're good, we're good. Estelle, good to see you. What brings you here? I could ask the same thing of you, Zin. I know, trying to catch a nap or something. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea, but no. I thought I'd get a little practice in. I can't seem to stay calm, sitting in a confined space like this. You're in the middle of one of your walks, I'd guess. Yeah, I can never manage to sit still myself. But practice, huh? Isn't this a little cramped for practice? Practice isn't all about movement, remember. There's plenty you can do even in a small space such as this. Huh? Like what? Breathing exercises and meditation, for one. But practicing your forms is an important part of training as well. Especially for bracers like us, who tend to get a little sloppy and let our styles fall apart from so much live combat. It's important from time to time to find a chance to return to the basics and correct yourself. That's a good point. I haven't actually done any disciplined practice for a while now. Hearing you put it that way makes me worry I'm like an awful mess in a fight now. Oh man. It's nothing to worry about. I was speaking generally. Still, if it resonated with you, then there's nothing lost by finding a chance to recenter yourself. My offer still stands to be a practice partner. Well, thanks Zin. I may just take you up on that. I'll be looking forward to it. I'm going to continue my kata for a while. I want to be warmed up when that dragon appears. Poor Zin. He has been on the sidelines since he joined the party. We have not used him at all. Feel so bad. We didn't even keep our promise to take him to the Hokken Gate. That's just how much we've been ignoring him. I think that was everyone. Signal from the melder. Dragon in flight in airspace above the Malga mine. All crew to battle stations. All crew to battle stations. Guild observers, report to the bridge. Here we go. It really has very pretty coloring. And the patterns on its wings are cool. That poor dragon. It doesn't deserve this. Where is Lube? He's not on the dragon, as far as we can tell. What's happening? The dragon is above the Malga mine. Look at the display. Malga, so it's in Roulette. I'm amazed we found it. Where shall we intercept it, sir? A good question. We need to lure it to the lake, but we cannot afford to let it near the capital. Our interception point will be near the Lenhart River estuary. Patrol ships, lure the dragon to the riverside. Attack ships, forward! Aye, sir. This is the Arseille to all ships. Our interception point will be the Lenhart River estuary. All patrol ships, lead the dragon to the interception point. Use formation B. Attack ships, launch and proceed to the interception point. Leiston Fortress, I guess? I don't think anywhere else has such a large dock. Oh, it's Cassius. To think he would actually fall into their hands. Perhaps I need to settle this myself. Yes, come join us. No. Gosh darn it. If I act, it will simply be the same thing all over again. He and I are in the same position, I suppose. Great Adios, who art in the sky. Please, guide us who stand upon this chaotic earth. Gosh darn it. Cassius. All attack ships have launched. Estimate their arrival at 12:20 hours. Full speed ahead. Put us southeast of the interception point. Southwest, my bad. Aye, sir. Restore orbital power flow to all sections. Ahead full. Helm, take us to the southwest of the Lenhart River estuary. All attack ships have arrived at their designated positions. Tranquilizer rounds loaded and ready. Alright, all that's left is to wait for the dragon to show up. All attack ships, prepare to fire. Begin attack on my command. Aye, sir. And it begins. I wonder how long the range is on the Gospel's, thing. Because I don't see Luve with the dragon, but the dragon surely is still being controlled. All ships, fire! Oh, he turned around. We're not the only ones gonna be firing. The poor thing. Oh my gosh. This is just cruel. Wow, that music. What? I think we got it. Absolutely incredible. Ha, not even a dragon could stand up against this. My goodness, such spectacle. What a performance. It's probably a trap. There's no way. Confirming splashdown of dragon into Lake Valyria. Shall we proceed as planned and bind it, sir? Proceed. As soon as you've confirmed it safe, bring the Arseille down. We'll perform a water landing and inspect the dragon ourselves. Aye, sir. Bind it with what? Bind it with what? Rope? Chains? None of which I think would work. Still think this is a trap. Maybe not by the dragon necessarily, but definitely by the society. Or it's a distraction. Maybe they're up to something even more nefarious. And the dragon is just, a distraction. Water landing complete. No response from the dragon. Right then, time to see this with my own eyes. Captain, accompany me. Sir. Can we? Yes, you should come too. This is an ancient dragon of legend, not exactly something you'll get to see every day. See, this is why Julia is our best friend. Yeah. Why don't you go check on the dragon? Confirming a victory is an important duty for any soldier. Or would you rather be shot in the back by an enemy you thought was defeated? Okay, that got dark real quick. Phew, we managed to take it down. That was some piloting, eh? And yep, that was all me. Please, hold your applause. Good job, good job. The dragon's totally asleep. Even if it were to take to the skies again, it poses no danger. Okay. Sure. Makes sense. Please hurry, everyone. The dragon splashed down in the water directly ahead of the ship. No point in going down here. Let's hurry to the dragon. I mean, maybe there were people down there we wanted to talk to. You never know. Oh, wow, so big. He's so handsome, too. It's a shame he's asleep. I hope he wakes up soon. Only Dorothy. I told you, girl, if he wakes up, we're in trouble. Still, hell of a creature. Wow. Incredible hardly does it justice. Estelle! You guys came too, huh? Your Highness, it's dangerous out here. Please, I must ask you to return to the cabin. I'll be fine, General. Besides, seeing it up close, it truly is magnificent. It is really asleep, though. We've confirmed a heartbeat, so it isn't dead. Even so, we pumped enough tranquilizers into it to stop an army of normal monsters. It will be down for a while. Cool, that's good then. Speaking of things being good, does anybody see that Lenhart Louvet whoever guy around? I doubt he could be hiding. Louvet held the gospel, which was the linchpin of this experiment. If he is not here, does that mean they have abandoned their quest? According to the patrol ships that chased the dragon in, there was never a rider visible. I'd say it's very likely he wasn't present to begin with. Not surprising. He probably learned of our plan and fled, typical of his sort of criminal element. I don't know, he doesn't seem like the kind of guy to just turn tail and run. Indeed, we shouldn't let our guard down just yet. Incidentally, where are you taking the dragon after this? For the moment, the plan is to tow it to Leiston. After that, we'll need to discuss it with Her Majesty and Cassius first. I see. And its eyes just open. Huh? Dorothy? Did you find something? Maybe it's just my imagination, but... Is there a bump on its forehead? What? The gospel? She's right, there's this little bump. There's a slit on it, actually. A third eye. Maybe it's like an eye or some... Oh, no, it's the gospel. Whoa! No! The gospel, it's here. Oh, and you're all within range. It was a trap. Or not. I mean, still a trap, clearly. Oh. Okay, they dodged. They dodged. It's all good. What? Darn you, you will not escape. Schwartz, get us in the air. Sir. I mean, does he have a third eye? 'Cause, like, how else would there be skin there to peel back to reveal the gospel? Unless there was, like... No good. Guided missiles can't get a lock. Darn it all, we can see the heat signature right there too. It must be jamming our missile somehow. Alright then, give it a taste of the main guns. No! The target is increasing speed. 2,300 salvage per hour, 2,400, 25, 26. What a monster. None of the patrol ships will be able to pursue it. The Arseille's engine can keep up with that. All hands. We will now accelerate to flank combat speed, 3,200 salvage per hour. All hands, brace for G-force shock. What does that mean? The massive acceleration and thrust will feel like it makes us heavier. Crouch down and brace yourself. Okay. Brace ourselves on what? Flank speed, engage! Do not let it escape. I ma'am. Buckle in, fasten your non-existent seatbelts. Full speed to Erebonia. I don't know. Dragon is descending. At this rate, we'll lose visual. Keep going, do not lose it. How can we still be in a cloud? Wait, where is this? What are you? The Nebel Valley. Could we already be in the mist? Dragon has descended to 1200 Arj. 1100. 1000. 900. Dragon lost, ma'am. Julia. So we lost sight of it. We did. The northwestern part of the Nebel Valley, the place where the fog is deepest. Can we dock the Arseille in that old fort? No, the Arseille is too large. I see. The operation is over then. All operation ships are to patrol the Nebel Valley region. The Arseille will return to Bose. That was exciting. The dragon has fled to the northwestern corner of Nebel Valley. It's the part of the valley that's hardest to traverse, and it's covered in deep fog, being further in than the bandit base was. In other words, scouting by airship will be difficult. Difficult at best. There's really no option but to dispatch an expedition on foot. But wait a second. If you send in a whole army, the dragon will just run away. She has a point. I think it would be better to try and strike at him with a smaller group while he's still vulnerable. Meaning you'd like for us to leave it to you. Well, we are more used to investigating something on difficult terrain than most of your troops. I would say we're the right people for the job. Do you have any idea of how you would investigate this? As I recall, there's no real road into that section of the valley. Simply wandering over and praying to Adios that you'll find something could take days, at a minimum. Well... leave that to me. Agate? And Professor Russell's invention? Oh. Agate, Tita. Yo, sorry to butt in. Pardon us. What are you doing here? And more importantly, are you sure you should be up and about? Like I told Tita, this is nothing, just a bunch of scratches. Tita, is he serious? Estelle stare, Tita. Estelle stare. Yeah. I don't think Agate's really pushing himself. I see. Well, okay then, I guess. You have plenty of energy, if nothing else. You said leave it to me, but do you even know what we're talking about? Yeah, Lugren filled me in on the details. That overgrown lizards disappeared into the northwest of Nebel Valley, right? Yeah, but what can you... I know a man who knows a lot about the area. Oh, never mind. We thought it was like Professor Russell's invention, you know? It would track down the orbit, detect its energy signature or something. Never mind. But it could probably still disrupt the... whatever the orbit thing has going on, so... If we ask him, we should be able to find a way to get into that corner of the valley. Oh? Who is this guy, exactly? A tough old-timer by the name of Wemler. He lives on the eastern side of the valley. He bragged to me once that he got across the ravine that divides that part of the valley from the rest. Oh right, that old guy living in that little hut. Impressive. Your constant hunt for information has borne fruit, you might say. Even if you find the dragon, what do you intend to do? It is not what I would call a trivial foe. Do you intend to slay it yourselves? There's a gospel on the thing's head, right? Job 1 is to deal with that. It does follow that the reason the dragon has grown violent is due to that gospel. The Gospels have been responsible for all sorts of bizarre phenomena before now, after all. Agate being smarter than the entire royal army put together. And if we nullify the Gospel, perhaps we can put an end to the dragon's rampage. Sounds like a good plan to me. When you say you'll break the Gospel, you remind me of what Father Graham did. He hid the Gospel with an artifact and shorted it out, but we do not exactly have a surfeit of artifacts. Yeah, we don't have time to fiddle with stuff like that. We're just going to smash that thing to bits, frame and all. That's just both of my theories, just pew. What? Whoa, hang on a sec. Can we really break a Gospel that easily? Whenever I handled one, it always seems like it was really sturdy. Let's just say we've got a solution to that little problem. Take a look. Oh, your sword. There's something fitted into the... Oh, now I see. Russell tossed me a new gizmo of his in the mail. This little something for breaking Gospels. Do we all get one? For real? How is it meant to work, exactly? Oh, I'll explain. The unit on the hilt applies high-frequency vibrations to the blade that will help it break a Gospel's frame. Because of the vibration, the motor will break after a few hits. But Grandpa is sure that if you hit a Gospel cleanly with a vibrating blade, the Gospel will break. I don't think I quite get it at all, but it sounds incredible. Liberal's greatest living genius comes through once again. I got Tita to attach it when it arrived, and it seems like it works. All that's left now is to find the dragon and give him a good one on the forehead. So, Mr. General, how's that sound for a plan? If Russell's given you a fighting chance, I suppose I have no choice but to agree. So then... you'll let us take a crack at it. Yes, do everything you can. However, I will have airships around the valley on standby. They will be able to respond if, or when, the dragon slips past you. Sounds like a challenge. You just tell them they won't need much ammo. The Arseille will patrol in Beau's airspace while you search. Once you've discovered the dragon's location, please contact us. Roger, leave it to us. I'll have Seek carry a message once we find it. If I'm not with them, I'll ask him to stay near Estelle. Your Highness, if you do accompany them, please take the greatest care. Estelle Bright, Agate Krosner. Huh? What? If the dragon escapes the valley, the army will move to contain it with everything we have. We will not allow the people of Liberal to come to harm again. So, do everything you can. Don't worry about protecting others. Focus on your mission and leave the rest to us. General. So basically, I got your back. Never thought I'd hear that from you, General. What brought that out? Nothing but politeness, Mr. Krosner. Captain, get us in the air. Sir. I mean, Julia has a sword too. Russell could have sent us, an extra thing for her too. Yeah. Agate, definitely, right? Yep. And Tita. What? Why Tita? Come on. Agate already has the thing attached to his sword. He doesn't need... We feel bad, but probably not Zin. There's Shara. We do like her. But we always have Olivier. But Chloe has the heals. This is hard.